Welcome aboard. It's Captain G with another unboxing. Been away for travel for some time, and not only did I get my last unboxing surprise gift, but a resupply from the mothership HBG for, I think most of the items I placed in this order were for the 1965 Conflict of Arms Vietnam game that I'm currently playing. So let me see. All right, what do we have in here still? All right, so another coaster that Doug and team throw in. Very nice to have. All right, so these militia markers, I got a bunch of them not to use as militia, and some could call me wasteful, but yellow is the in-game designation for specialist sappers. I painted my NVA and VC sappers with the yellow tips, but I'm going to, I decided, go ahead and go all in and put them on these roundels so they would be equivalent to the South Vietnamese, US, and ANZAC infantry specialists. So that's the plan, and that's what these are for. Also, I painted the leaf hats on my sappers. I like that. I think that looks good. I think that's all the detail I'm going to paint. I am not Flak 88 or anyone else with better eyes and steady hands. Some more Arvin Ranger roundels, because I bought a few more of those as well. All right, so I think let's go into the box and let's see what goodies are in here. So some of these were just more. Others are new, so let's take a look. B-52s. Got a resupply of B-52s. These are useful not only for Vietnam 1965, but also for the Global War 1985 game. All right. So that's B-52s. I got some more NVA self-propelled artillery. These are the Chinese version. Painted them up. I think I have the starting setup for the Tet offensive. I had all 10 of the ones I had painted plus a couple chips. So I wanted a few extra. I don't like to use chips if I don't have to for certain vehicles and things. So we've got a couple more to finish those off. Some more NATO infantry. This is the sculpt I'm using for my Arvin infantry, so I have plenty of them. There's a ton of tiles in South Vietnam, and I wanted to have enough. Oh, I didn't order those. We'll come back to those. Let's see what's in that bag. All right, so these are the trucks, Soviet trucks that I'm using for my VC and NVA. These are the ones from the last order, all painted up with their decals. And I've not been using very many this game, but that's been to the communist chagrin. They need more of these things to quickly move supplies, and I've dropped some already, so I also need more of them for that reason. So a few more to sprinkle between the NVA and the VC, primarily the NVA, I think. These are more US infantry Cold War sculpts. I think these guys look great for US soldiers fighting in Vietnam, carrying their kit on their back, M16. I love this sculpt. Okay, so that's that one. Supplies. Supplies. Lots of games use supplies now. Seems to be more and more common. I've been using these. I love this sculpt. I've been using these for supplies. Operation Barbarossa. from HBG. Paint the oil barrels black and the ammo and supply boxes, you know, different colors. So I got a few more of those. And I know Doug's working on a crate since wherever these were originally sourced are out. But ideally I would use just these for the commies, but could still use a few more of those. And you can use them for World War II games, North Africa, Western Front, other games that need supplies as well. So I like to have some more of those. All right, so I'll have to paint those. So this is British Marine sculpt from Global War 85, and that is my Arvin Ranger. I was toying with the idea of giving him the brown beret that the Arvin Rangers wore, the elite brown berets, but I think I was pressing my luck with the leaf hat for the sappers. I think that's enough. I'm not going to get too much detail, but need a couple more of those. More than once when I had them all spaced out, I had all the sculpts I currently have on the table. Did I already do the US? I guess I ordered 10. I'll double check that. All right, and so, oh, here we go. MiG-21s. So these came in late war for North Vietnam. They're also great early gen fighters in Global War 85. I'm using this MiG here right now. I think I'm going to paint this one brown, not the metallic silver, because later in the war they had camouflage, and brown is the color of my NVA, my North Vietnamese units. So I'll give them a brown jet and be able to also use that in 85 if I want, for the Vietnamese. So that's their more advanced late war fighter. So that's good. I thought I had here. I want to say, oh shoot, I forgot. 105. Flak 88's probably upset with me, Mr. Air Force, that I can't remember. But the Thunder Chief. This is the U.S. early war fighter bomber that was phased out and replaced with the F-4 Phantom, which I have some for Global War 85. But I wanted to represent that early 60s, 1965 to 68 feel. So these guys who were losing out to these MiGs early in the war. I think this one didn't come with a cannon, just missiles. And then they created the whole Top Gun, and they started using F4s. And then the odds were even a little bit. All right, so early war fighter for the U.S. and a late war jet fighter for the NVA. So that adds a little more flavor to the game. Some more Arvin infantry. I guess I'm going all in with the Arvin infantry. And now artillery. I realized right now I have my Anzac artillery and my US artillery. And I'm using these for the communists, and I'm fine with the communists. But for the Western forces, I think this is going to be my sculpt for the Arvin, the South Vietnamese artillery. So slightly smaller than that of Anzac. So that's those. And is that more of those? Let me see what I have in there. Yeah, okay. So 10, 2 packs of 5. Let's see what else. So what are these? Okay, This is, okay, so this is the artillery I'm using for field artillery in Global War 85. And I'm going to use this, continue to use this in the Vietnam game. So wanted to have enough to serve both games. Right now I'm sharing, which is fine, but I'd like to have dedicated pieces for each game. So that's U.S. artillery. Yeah, a couple packets of those, a couple packets of the Arvin artillery. Let's see. Yep, okay. Attack helicopters. So in the Conflict of Arms 65 game, the U.S. has an attack helicopter, which obviously is the Iroquois, aka the Huey, that I'm using, that can transport infantry and also attack. Now, late war, we had the Cobras. So this is a late war attack helicopter. Obviously, these things did not carry troops, but I went ahead and got an order of this sculpt because I can use them in Global War 85 as well. The Marines, I think, were still using them well into the 80s while the Army moved on to the Apache. So this would augment these guys for the U.S. So this is the only bag left. I did not order more mines. What I had ordered were these towers. They just, anyone that's watched any kind of Vietnam movie, and particularly the Rescue Dawn, the Rambos when he goes back. Not that I'm setting up POW camps in the game, but I like this sculpt for this. This is technically an HBG Japanese command bunker, but it's great with the sandbag look. It's great for my fire base for the U.S. in South Vietnam. And I haven't painted these yet, but my intent was to use the same sculpt for the NVA. And I was playing with the idea of using these new towers that HBG has come out with as if they did a fire base. So that's why I ordered those. So I think this was probably just, they pulled the wrong number and they sent me minefields instead. And I'll just straighten that out with HBG. So that's it. That's everything in the box. That's all the order, resupply for my lots of stuff to paint, but stuff for the Conflict of Arms 1965 game that now that I'm back, I can pick up the Tet Offensive, and perhaps if I can find some time to paint, get this guy ready for the follow-on game that I'm planning to play starting at the beginning of the scenario 1965. So I want to have these guys in ready to go for that. And that's it. Thanks for joining. This is Captain G, over and out.